Today is going to be a very interesting one. So this is one that you found, Chris. Actually, you said your wife found on one of the many forums she was in. I'm not sure if you wanted to mention that or not,
Yeah,
so I kind of doxed it a little bit.
uh,
We're good.
I'll go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah,
So
please.
I titled this one Entitled Points Hoarder, a cautionary tale for travel hacking community. So my wife is a member of quite a few travel hacking. We're big into credit card hacking, using credit cards to accumulate points to be able to travel the world for mostly free. And there was a post that was written and it showed up on one of my wife's travel groups and the person was asking for some help. And while I normally don't scroll past this, my wife brought this one to me. And this one really stuck with me because it's exactly the kind of mindset that gets people into trouble and then expect someone else to pay for their consequences. So this one really pissed me off. And the thing that was the worst is that they asked the question that we're about to read here in a second. So audience members, you get to hear what it is they're asking for. And the worst part is that people were actually trying to help these people. So Dominic, would you like to read the post that was shared anonymously so our audience members can talk about it or can think about it? And then I will give my 2 cents as if this person was reaching out to the Fi Guys.
100%. Here we go. We're going to be filing for bankruptcy this year. Not ideal, but it is what it is. I have a bunch of points. 450,000 points on Amex and 250,000 points with Chase. For those who don't know, Chris, is that a lot of points or is that chump change?
No, 700,000 points is a lot of points. Depending on what their sign-up bonus is, what their spend is normally, I'm going to guess that they probably did this all in sign-up bonuses just based off of the numbers they gave right there. That's probably 5 to 6 different credit cards.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. I've worked hard racking up those. I've worked hard racking those up through spending and sign-up bonuses. There you go.
Good for you.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like, I got to take a pause right there. I might pause a few times during this one, guys, just a heads up. But yeah, let's keep it going. We've got 2 kids under 10 who love to travel. And I really want to use those points to squeeze in a couple more trips over the next year or two before everything closes in. Okay.
Maybe we'll take this line by line. One thing that it just kills me sometimes is that parents will use their kids as the emotional, like, this is the reason I have to do this. If you like to travel, just say, hey, we like to travel. Hey, we're irresponsible with our money. Hey, we're not great when it comes to these things. But don't use your kids as like, this is the reason that I have to spend money. It's because of my kids. There are people in this country right now who have kids who would love to travel to Hawaii, who would love to travel around the world, who make the right financial decision for where they are right now and not put themselves into the situation that you find yourself in. Don't use your kids as an excuse to not be good with money. Because I can almost guarantee that you weren't good with money before your kids. And now you have an excuse to do it. It's like the person that you go over to their house and their house is just a complete mess, trash everywhere. And they're like, oh, it's because I have kids. My kids do this. It's like, bro, I've known you for the past decade and your house looked like trash before you had kids. It's not the kid issue. It's a you issue.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And I'm sure, viewer, you know a few people like that. So moving back on to where we're at. So 2 kids under 10 who love to travel. Who doesn't love to travel, right? Maybe if you're like a 95-year-old grandma, I mean, maybe then, right? You just got no more life in you, respectfully. I don't know. Maybe you lived to 120. I don't know. I don't know your journey. We've had a rough year, but this could be a way to still enjoy some family time and make good memories while we can. Pause. All right. Just because you're filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean anybody's getting executed. Usually death is like the final chapter for most people. Bankruptcy, it's not the final chapter. So there's still life after bankruptcy. A financially, tough life, but maybe we'll get into that with Chris a little bit later. I usually use Chase points for Hyatt. Works well for us, but I have no clue what to do with the Amex. I'm guessing the cards will get shut down in 6 months or so, but does anyone know if that'll mess up my reservations I make now? I'm just trying to plan ahead. You liar. Respectfully, I don't want to be rude, but this is like it's like a pseudo planning ahead, you know? Like we
Well, you would think they would have planned ahead when they were spending all the money. Like, hey, can we pay this off? But now it's just like, well, since we lied and we basically did fraud, can I fraud some more in planning ahead? Like, this is the worst kind of actions that someone can take.
Yeah, this is this is the bad side of planning ahead. This is not planning ahead. This is like, hey, like I don't, yeah. You guys understand. You guys understand what we're dealing with here. So, to be clear, I'm not proud of where we're at, but I'm not looking to be judged either. Nobody likes to be judged. Yeah, nobody likes to be judged.
We're judging you.
We're normally we don't pull like a Dave Ramsey and like crap all over your life and like judge you for everything. But when you're actively breaking the law and asking for people to like, hey, like anybody like worked at a bank recently? How do I rob this? Like it's pretty morally corrupt. Plus when you think about it, who's gonna pay it when, you know, you go for bankruptcy? The taxpayers pay it, right? Something like that. So we earn these hilarious. We earn these points, and I'd like to get something out of it before everything's gone. Truly appreciate your input. Now, I want to start off by saying I'm sorry for interrupting each line by line. I know some of the viewers would have preferred just read it straight through and then bash, but when something is as egregious as this, I can't stop myself. I gotta go line by line with my main man, Chris. So, oh man, I gotta read that last line again. It just kills me. We earned these points, and I'd like to get something out of it before everything's gone. Interesting. Is it earned if you don't pay it back? If you file for bankruptcy, do the points disappear? I mean, that's the most like niche-based question. Any thought on this one, Chris? I would assume they'd go away.
I would assume so as well. I would assume that because and then it says from charged it all, took the fall. Now we're scheming for a points haul.
Nice.
So we earned these points is straight up crazy. Like you spent beyond your means on borrowed money that you plan to not pay back. And now you're filing for bankruptcy and trying to lock in free travel on the way out. You committed fraud in order to get the points. And now you're committing fraud with the points before they retract the points. This is double fraud.
Yeah.
And this was the craziest thing about this whole post when my wife showed it to me was there was so many kind people in the forum who was sitting there like, oh, you could do this with your points. You can do this with your points. You can do this with your points. But the first post, the post that got all the likes was one person wrote in and said, do you guys realize that these people are defrauding the bank? They're defrauding themselves and they're making this entire community look terrible. This is not the point of credit card hacking. This is not the point of travel rewards. Travel rewards is, in my opinion, one of the most cool things that we have at our fingertips with credit cards. You have the ability to earn points through your normal spend to be able to redeem to travel the world for free, to go and see the world. That is so cool. We want this ecosystem to continue. And people like this are the reason that it's going to go away at some point, because people like this are doing things like this. They put a statement at the beginning that this is not ideal, but it is what it is. That is not accountability in any way, shape, or form. That's shrugging off your financial wreckage like it's just a delayed Amazon order. Oh, dude, I don't give a shit. It is what it is. This is your life. And now you're looking to, how can I plan for the future? How can I plan to have fun, but not have to actually be responsible for the things that I don't like? You asked to not be looked to be judged. What that translates to me is, please validate my poor decisions so I can feel better about gaming the system. It's frustrating to me that this isn't someone who's just trying to survive. This is someone who over-leveraged themselves, ignored the math, and is now trying to extract every last drop of the upside before the system they abuse shuts the door in their face. This is not the kind of person we want in our community. This is not the kind of person that would write into the Fi Guys anyway. So it's completely fine. That's the reason I have no problem bashing them, because this isn't a viewer of ours. This is just someone that posted on something. What actually happens to your points when you close accounts is they get retracted. So I hope if you do book your reservations that they pull it back and they make you pay in cash. The morality of quote unquote earning your rewards on borrowed money is completely unethical. It's illegal. It is fraud. Like, it is in the terms and conditions that you can't do that. And the bigger issue is how the travel rewards culture and the fire adjacent echo chambers can encourage entitlement and this delusion. I love travel rewards. I am a big proponent of it. We have taught, I don't know how many podcasts on how to go about doing what my wife and I have learned over the past decade. This is spitting in the face of that. This is not that. We are not trying to create a scenario in which we win so that the bank loses. Yes, ultimately, the bank is trying to win. We're trying to win. The goal is for us both to win. We're going to spend on the card. We're going to do everything by the books, and we're going to get points for that. The goal is not to try to pull one over on Wall Street. The goal is not to do that, because at the end of the day, when you screw over the bank, when you declare bankruptcy, yeah, the bank has to suffer. They have to pay money, but they don't. It's not like the bank's going to lose that money. The bank doesn't. The bank's just going to go ahead and subsidize it across all of its members, and that sucks. That some people can take advantage of things like that. This is not what travel hacking is about. I have nothing to say to this person outside of, you need to get your financial house in order. Those points are not your points. You did not earn them in any way, shape, or form. Good luck with your bankruptcy. And I hope that you start planning ahead financially rather than trying to plan ahead for the next part of your trip. And don't use your kids as a scapegoat for your bad money decisions. That's on you. It has nothing to do with them. You didn't earn anything, and you're not taking any responsibility. There is no extreme ownership. There's not even an iota of ownership in this. They know that they did something wrong, and they're looking to other people to make themselves feel better about it. And that's pretty shitty. So that's it. No big hugs, no nothing.
No. You know, it reminds me of, this is what it kind of reminds me of, is, you know, you're a kid. Maybe you're not that smart. Maybe you're not that good in class. And you find a way to cheat on a test. And you finally get an A. And you bring it home, show your mom, show your dad, show them, you know, you're so proud of this A. They're so proud of you, right? It's BS. It's a lie. It's not real. It's cheating. You didn't earn it. You didn't earn the praise of the A+. You don't earn the trip. You know, I always try to learn something from everyone. And even bad people. Even the most morally corrupt people. And one of the things that, you know, we can learn from this person is it's so important to take accountability for your actions, right? But I find it so interesting that some people are able to disconnect completely with the consequences, disconnect completely with how their actions influence others. I find that so interesting. I'm not one to completely disconnect. I'm not a person who takes advantage just because it's going to go unnoticed. It's so important that you're not just good in public, but it's more important to be good in private. You know, I don't think their heart is in the right place. I just believe that, like they said in their message, oh, we're going to file for bankruptcy anyways. We're going to be in the crapper anyways. Listen, we're already in a crap situation. What difference does it make? And that's morally bankrupt. That's it is socially disrespectful to everybody else who has to cover for it. And it's just, you can do better. You can do so much better. You can do so much better. Everything from the accountability. I mean, at the core of it, it's an accountability and it's a morality issue. Or, you know, it's just, I don't even know where to start. But I hope that you start taking extreme accountability for the bankruptcy. I hope the bankruptcy, and I mean this with love in my heart, I hope the bankruptcy hurts. I hope it hurts bad. And I hope it's a real wake-up call. And I don't wish pain on you, but I wish for the pain to cause the change, to make you a better person. Because a person like this is going to need a big hurt in order to change something that deep. Asking for help is wild. It's wild. Asking for help to continue the scheme is wild. Is so wild. So wild.
So we
I'm
wish
glad
you the
they're not
best
one
of
our
luck.
viewers. Yeah, best of luck.
But honestly, like best of luck in their schemes. I hope that you don't go to jail.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know. I mean, if it's not for this, they're going to go to jail for something. Like you're probably not going to go to jail for this, but I'm guessing if you're doing this, you're probably doing other stuff that's sketchy too.
Yeah.
But best of luck to you. I hope. Thank you for living your journey so that we don't have to, so that we can learn from you. This video podcast is sponsored by Mons on Wealth. The content in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We do not endorse specific products or services. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The opinions expressed are those of the host and guests, not the podcast sponsor.
It is crucial to consult with a qualified financial advisor or professional who can provide advice tailored to your specific needs before making any financial decisions, investments, or taking any other actions. If you are seeking specified help, you can reach out to Chris at monsonwealth.com.